What's up, folks? So, I'm going to dive into the rumor mill today, and I want to preface this entire video. And those of you who've been around my channel for a long time know this. I love EverQuest. I've played EverQuest 1 and 2 a lot over the years, including up till I think the last year. 2023 is the first year I haven't done any MMORPGs, apart from like Star Wars: Old Republic. That doesn't count because I'm playing as like single player, and Lord of the Rings Online, which I play as single player. But I haven't played any EverQuest this year, and it's the first year I haven't played EverQuest in a very long time. Love the franchise. Would love to see EverQuest 3 happen. But the current rumor that EG7 is developing EverQuest 3 is nothing but a rumor, everybody. Don't buy into the copium. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Anybody who's out there making videos about how EverQuest 3 is confirmed, EverQuest 3 is coming, we got confirmation that EverQuest 3 is being developed, not true, fake news, absolutely not a real take on anything. Logic and reasoning are important here, everybody. And we're going to dive into the EG7's 2023's Capital Markets Day report, which they released recently to the public, which is their way of showing not only the investors, but also the public things that they would like to work on and ways that they would like to grow their portfolio of products. And the reason they put this out into the public is to gauge interest to see which projects might be worth investing in. Because if they can say, well, there seems to be this much interest in this, they can go to the bank and say, hey, or their investors or whoever it is that's backing the company along with them and say, there looks to be enough interest in this. Let's go ahead and design and develop this. But when something is in the ideation phase, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that it's just an idea. It's something that's been presented as a potential project to work on, but it depends on a lot of different factors. It is not confirmation of anything, and anybody out there telling you that EverQuest 3 has been confirmed for development is selling you something that doesn't exist. So don't buy into the hype, everybody. Let's dive into the facts as they have been presented based on the investment report. So if you haven't watched the video yet, it's called the EG7's 2023 Capital Markets Day report, and it's essentially a 3-hour presentation of the company talking about strategic initiatives, the current financial situation of the company, where they're at with subscriptions with their existing projects, and some of the ideas they have for first-party game plans, meaning games that we would develop that are within the existing intellectual properties that we own that we could potentially make money off of. And the three that they have put out there in the public are H1Z1, MechWarrior, and EverQuest. Notice that EverQuest is the last one on the list. The first one being H1Z1, which is already something that they appear to be committed to walking into the deep end with. They're looking at investing up to $25 million of their money on, and currently is in the concept phase with pre-production initially happening in sometime 2024. But again, concept phase means that it's just being concepted out right now. It does not mean that this will actually come to fruition. If you remember that when Amazon canceled the Tencent Lord of the Rings MMO, and then they came back a year later and they announced the next Lord of the Rings MMO that's being worked on, the Embracer Group and the company behind it said, we are currently committed to making a Lord of the Rings online MMO, but we don't know what form it will take. Right now, we're currently in the process of concepting out various prototypes to see what type of game we want to deal with. So they're in the phase of we're willing to invest money into concepts and prototypes, but we're not ready to actually jump into pre-production yet. They're concepting. So that's where H1Z1 is right now. It's concept phase. And then if they get it through the concept phase and they decide that they actually want to invest in it, that investment would kick off in 2024 and it would have a 2-year development window. Now, I will say something out front. Across the board, I think their timelines for everything are completely whacked. There's no way you're developing an MMORPG in 3 years. And they've got EverQuest listed as something that if it were to even start, it would be a target release of 2028 with a start of investment by 2025. That's only a 3-year development window. However, what's very, very important here is that there's no mention here of what type of game they would make for the EverQuest franchise. We have all of the neckbeards of the internet making the assumption that it would be EverQuest 3. But that's not necessarily true. This could absolutely become an EverQuest mobile game. It could become a single player game with cosmetics, the way like it could be a lot of different things. That's the important thing of understanding when it says that it's in the ideation phase over here on the bottom right. That means there's ideas floating around. Now, if and when it ever gets to the concept phase, which is where H1Z1 is right now, that's when they start concepting out what do we want the next EverQuest title to look like. And if and when it gets through the concept phase, it then goes into the pre-production phase, which is when the company then becomes willing to make a significant investment of funding into the title. So there's a few things that are important to realize here is that, yes, EG7 is looking at an EverQuest first-party game as being something they would like to work on potentially in 2025. However, there is no confirmation that it's going to be an MMORPG or a mobile game or anything. It could be anything at this point. There's also no confirmation that it's actually going to be developed. It is an idea right now. It's something that they're waiting to see. Is this potentially something that we are willing to invest up to $30 million in? So again, this is just the rumor mill. It's that's why I said the term that people use for this is copium. And it's a term that some people find triggering. I don't find it triggering at all. Just like I don't find neckbeard triggering. I'm absolutely happy to say I've been a neckbeard for this game for many years, and I've also been somebody who has had copium for games before, and in some ways it's paid off, and in other ways it hasn't. I would say I look at a game like let's say Jedi Survivor as an example, and people told me I was crazy for wanting to pre-order that game, and I said, yeah, but I loved the first one, and I have faith that they're going to get the next one out the door. And oh, you're high on copium if you think that that's okay. Quick commercial break, everyone, to give a shout out to our first official guild officer, Bubbalonia, as well as all of the guild champions, and of course, all of the members who help keep me on the air full time. To join as a member, simply click that join button below and pick your tier, but you can also support with SuperChats on any live stream or premiere, or SuperThanks on any upload or YouTube short. Don't forget the Discord. Let's get back to the video. I'm happy to rely upon that when I know that the company is someone who's got a track record of producing successful titles. Now, EG7 has a good track record of maintaining existing properties, but they don't have a track record for developing new MMORPGs or new titles per se. So it's going to be very interesting to see if anything comes of this at all, because at this point it's literally just a rumor, which is why I wanted to talk about this, because I feel it's important to educate people on the fact that no, EverQuest 3 is not confirmed. We do not have confirmation of a new EverQuest MMO. Nothing of the sort. What we do have is an investor report from the company who owns the intellectual property saying that we would potentially like to work on something in 2025, but it's currently in the idea phase. We have to wait to see if it's even going to get into a concept phase, and then if it went through concept phases and gets to, pre-production, then we would go from pre-production to production and so on and so forth. It is a long way away from being anything remotely resembling a confirmed project. So do your due diligence, everybody, whether it's watching YouTube videos or reading news articles or hearing something from someone who said that this thing is potential. He said, she said, they said, that he said, that she said, that this person, that this company said. No, go to the source. EG7's 2023 Capital Markets Day report. Watch it. It's a 3-hour thing. You'll find out that they don't actually confirm anything. It's just something they would like to potentially work on, maybe depending on a lot of factors that could make it not happen. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more gaming news. Daily streams at 11 a.m. There's a Discord, member videos as well. See you in the next one, everybody. Stay safe. Happy gaming.